Hi guys, it's Heather, the Butterfly Effect plant-based weight loss. And today's Thursday, and that's the day I like to share a power thought with you. That's going to be a thought that you can use to change your thinking, to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You know, any worthwhile goal is mostly mental. And I know for me, we say that taking off weight is dependent on your mind, your mouth, and movement. But I would tell you that the most influential part of those three is definitely what happened between my ears. My mind, and changing my mind has been the most significant change that I have made, more even than the food. And we always say, it's the food, but I would challenge you and say, it's the thinking, because the thinking allows you to get the food right. So your thought for today that I'd like to share is simply decide ahead of time. Now you can call this a lot of different things, but it's related to being mindful about your eating. So what I mean by that is I've decided ahead what plan I will follow. I have chosen to eat the most nutritious diet that I can possibly construct as I know about nutrition right now. So that's going to be, a whole foods, plant-based, unprocessed diet. And I take one step forward from that, and I try to design my whole eating plan around what are the most nutritious foods that I know of. And I decide ahead that those are what I'm going to eat. And I have also decided in doing that there are things that I will never eat, okay? And so I see the same situation with a lot of people, and that is that they go on a diet. It literally is a diet, and they try something for a little while, and then when they don't stick to it, and then they say that, oh, that didn't work, so I'm going to try something new, or I wasn't able to stick to that, so I'm going to try something new. And so I'm vegan, no, I'm keto, no, I'm low carb, no, I'm high carb, no, I am doing the cabbage soup diet, I'm going to try fasting, I'm going to try whatever the flavor of the week is. And so what I would like to see you do is pick a team and stay on that team, or pick a plan and stay on that plan, because almost any way of eating will work if you stick to it. And I know that a whole foods, plant-based diet absolutely is effective if you will stick to it. So I've decided ahead of time what I will eat, but I've also decided ahead of time what I will not eat. And that means that I don't make any exceptions for any animal products, any sugar, any oil, any flour. And that is my personal conviction of what is okay to have and what not to have. And I have decided ahead that I will have greens, I will have beans, I will have onions and garlic, I will have cruciferous vegetables, I will have tomatoes. Do you see how I have it very clear in my mind? I'm going to have flax seeds. I'm definitely going to have carrots and sweet potatoes, or things with beta carotene. I'm going to have beets. I'm going to have purple sweet potatoes. So I'm specifically trying to address nutritional targets, trying to get berries in, trying to get seeds in. And in doing that and getting really clear about what I will eat and what I won't eat, why that's a power thought is then when I am confronted with something that I didn't expect to find. So if I walk into my break room at work and there is some kind of, should I even call it food? There's some kind of something there that isn't something that I eat, I don't have to vacillate. I don't have to say, should I eat that or should I not eat that? Is this, oh, but maybe this once. No, that is how a relapse happens, is when you're doing what Joseph Luciani, who wrote Thin from Within, he calls that rumination, when you're deciding, should I have that? Should I not have that? And the problem with that is that causes you to have to make a decision. And when people have decision fatigue, that is one of the number one things that reduces your willpower. So having to make too many decisions reduces your willpower and leaves you in a vulnerable state. And so we want to automate this process as much as possible, because when something becomes a habit, then you don't have to have willpower to know that you will do it or you won't do it. So for instance, I've gone for a walk every day. I'm not kidding, for like probably the past 10 years if I wasn't, in the hospital or something like that. And so I just automatically take a walk. I take a walk. It's not optional. It doesn't take me any willpower to make myself do it. When I first started, it did. It took a lot, And the same thing with brushing your teeth or taking a shower. You do it. You've done it probably every day for as long as you can remember. It didn't take any willpower for you to do that. So you didn't have to make a decision, because you already decided ahead of time, a long time ago, that this is going to be a daily practice for you. So when I walk into that break room and there's something that isn't, a green, a bean, a vegetable, if it's not on my list, I don't vacillate. I don't say, should I have that or should I not have that? I just already know in advance that I've chosen not to have that. And it takes away a lot of the appeal, and it takes away a lot of, it lets my brain have a rest, because it doesn't have to make a decision in that moment. I don't have to flex my willpower muscles to make a good decision in that moment. And then I end up making more good decisions than bad decisions, which is why I have had success, and it's simply a process of edging out the bad stuff by getting more good stuff. And they say that what we resist persists. So if I'm pining for something that I no longer eat, and I'm thinking about how good it tastes, and I'm thinking about how good it smells, and wishing I could have it, and feeling bad because other people can have it, that is again how you have a relapse, because my brain is still entertaining the possibility that I might have it. Now, when I confront it, if I've already decided ahead of time what I will eat, what I will not eat, and I've made a firm decision, so that next week I'm not gonna come on here and say, I've decided that I'm gonna go on the Atkins diet, or I'm gonna go on the keto diet, or I'm gonna do some other approach. I have a commitment, and I'm going absolutely plant-based. I'm not ever gonna switch back. And I've decided ahead what I will eat and what I won't eat, and I've chosen those things based on science, the best science that we have right now. Things can change on us, and I'm willing to be flexible as I learn new things. But based on what I know now, my diet is, A+. I'm building myself a new body, so I want to make it out of the best materials available. I'm building my mansion where I'm going to live for the rest of my life, and I want to build it out of the best stuff that's available, the highest quality. And so that is how I have designed my diet, and it allows me to be very mindful, because the only decision I have to make is I just have to check what the food is against whether or not it's on my list. And if it is, I enjoy it and I don't think another thing about it. If it's not, I will not even entertain the thought of having it. And it makes a huge difference to the ability to stay on a program. Just take a side, pick a list, make yourself a list. Be very intentional about it, make yourself a list and say, I, Heather, eat the following things, and then list those things that you eat. I, Heather, do not eat the following things, and list the things that you don't eat ever. And maybe share that list with an accountability partner just to make it more solid in your mind, and agree that you are going to do this going forward for a prescribed period of time at a very minimum, this amount of months or this amount. I like to make a new promise every year. And so I'm coming up on my promise anniversary on Promise Day, when I actually promised God that I would follow this plan. I promised God and myself. And so I'm coming up on the anniversary of that, and I'm going to promise it again. I'm going to renew that promise every year. And I encourage you to do the same, even if it's just a promise to yourself and maybe to an accountability partner. That would help you. So that is your power thought for today. Make some decisions, make a commitment, go deep, make it automatic so that you don't have to think about it and you don't have to use willpower. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.